just wait a couple of seconds. I'll message Toby just. Alright, we could probably start talking now if you want. This is a very scuffed stream. Hello everyone and welcome to Cuddles Cup 2. The most prestigious of cat Splatoon tournament events. Joining me on the comms today is at Echo Sushi.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's been a while since I've commentated. Excited for this.
Yeah. It's just nice having you. Nice having you here.
Yeah, thanks. Looks good matches coming up. We're starting off with Jiki versus Lois.
Yeah.
So 2 Australian teams right off the bat. Good to see, good to see.
Do you want to talk about the players on each team?
Sure. So for Team Lois, we have Poetry, Kizhaz, Link, and Nether.
Yes.
And then on Jiki, we have Meiji, Milk Tea, Mitch, and Ice Clear. So both a pretty solid set of 4 going into this. Do you have any ideas of who might be favored in this?
I don't know. This is probably the most even matchup in the round 1. So I really couldn't guess. Lois has done pretty well. They won their Looty Div last season. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was Div 6. They won. I've forgotten the tournament name, but they won. I think Low Ink. They won Low Ink. Yeah, they've been doing quite well recently. So.
Yeah, I do remember hearing about that tournament. Pretty big breakout for them, from what I hear.
Yeah, I think Lois has definitely been. They've been going up there, you know.
Yeah, and I've seen Jiki around like a lot for quite a while. They're pretty. I guess at this point they're an old team. I mean, a lot of old teams are, not playing at the moment, so they're one of the oldest ones by default. But yeah, excited to see how they go after all this time.
Yeah. Like Jiki's been around the Splatoon scene for quite a while, and they've been consistently like Oceanic Div 1 the entirety of the time.
Yeah, they're a pretty strong team locally. We do have some international competition here though, so might be a bit more difficult, but we'll see how they go. I'm not expecting too much of a blowout from the international teams. Australia, that is, has had pretty good defense in the past.
Yeah.
From these international invaders.
We do have some very strong international invaders though.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Well, we have Boca Nation Storm, which consists of Chara, Biscuit, Arashi, and Kyo-chan. So, might be a bit difficult. They're very strong NA players.
But there's lag. We'll have an advantage.
There's lag, I see. We also have Dotabata, which is a Japanese pickup consisting of Azu, Maple, Aoinko and Mai Mai. So they're a bunch of them are 2900 XP. So that's quite a difficult matchup for anyone.
Yeah, it seems like a very strong team coming to this. They definitely seem like the favorites to make it to Grands at least.
For sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that team in Grands.
And then we also have P-Newt. I'm not. I hope I'm pronouncing that as they intended it to be pronounced. It's a bit ambiguous. And that's captained by Elliot. They've also got Anna, Iota, and Jade.
Yeah.
I see.
I don't really know much about them other than Elliot. I mean,
Yeah, I've played with Elliot a lot in the past. Pretty good. I believe Tetras at the time. I don't know what they play now, but I was always very impressed with how Elliot played. I was surprised that they weren't on a Div 1 team. Really, very strong player.
oh well, we s- we'll see Elliot in a Div 1 team someday soon. I believe Elliot's cracked.
Yeah, definitely. We've also got freelancing Takoyaki as a pickup, which is Kasumi, Andy, Fosh, and QB.
As well as Red Rum as well.
Of course, yeah. So yeah, good showing up. We got 8 teams. It's perfect size for a bracket.
Yeah, we were about to have 10 teams in this tournament, and we'd be waiting on a couple of teams for round one, and then a couple of teams would be playing their round two matches, and it would have been just a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah. As much as you hate seeing dropouts, you really do like an 8-man bracket.
Indeed. I think a lot of the dropouts are NA teams. It's a really bad starting time for NA. So shoutouts again to Boca for playing at such a terrible time for them.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining the tournament. We'll definitely bring a lot of attention, I'd say, to the AU scene. We get it here and there, but it doesn't seem to stick. So having this is definitely helpful.
Yeah. Um. So we're starting this round off with Rainmaker Sturgeon Shipyard. Um. So what do you think of this map mode?
Uh, it's it's not one of those maps where you're gonna get a quick like 30-second dunk a lot of the time. There's kind of the two paths you can go. You can go down the middle route, which is like a bit lower, and then you jump up a sponge. That way is a bit more vulnerable to long range weapons, a bit hard to run through. And then there's the upper area on the left, which requires you to get past a pretty notable checkpoint. But once you're like up there and your team's established a presence in that area, it's pretty easy to hold, I'd say, comparatively at least to the main route.
I'm just
So
trying to.
a lot of this match will be like an early vie for power um, after the Rainmaker is popped to see if they can get control up in that top area. Otherwise, we might just see them try to run through mid as fast as they can. It's also notable that there's a lot of displacement possible with, not Tentamissiles, Tentamissiles and Stingray, which is really, really good at shutting down those higher areas. And yeah, we'll see if they can apply this kind of pressure.
I'm just trying to figure out who the last guy is on this team because they have like weird names. So,
I think McChicken is
oh,
Tabris,
oh,
so
they
we'll go
said it
with
was
some
cheeky.
other
Oh,
names.
okay, so it is fine. It is fine. That was what I thought it was. Okay, there we go.
Okay, that one is okay.
Yeah, because I didn't know which one was Mitch. I was like, oh, Ice Clear is fine. Gumi is Meiji, and T is iced tea. So I wasn't sure which one if McChicken was Mitch or not. Anyway, so what do you think the weapons will be from?
From what I remember, Poetry plays Splatlings. Um, they tend to be pretty decent on Rainmaker for defense, and then on offense, obviously they can pick up the Rainmaker themselves, so they don't have to worry too much about their lack of offensive pressure. So
Yeah.
if he goes that, I'd be interested to see how he positions and if he does end up being the one carrying the Rainmaker.
I'm pretty sure he'll be the one carrying Mainmaker. Okay, so Meiji is on Custom Jet, and Poetry's actually on the NZAP, so I think double sploosh coming out from Lois. This is a very Australian Rainmaker comp for sure.
Possibly partially inspired by Nex's Sploosh, a very high placing player in the scene.
Yeah, indeed.
So we've only got one Tentamissile on the side of Purple Team. I was informed that Tentamissile was broken now, so I'm surprised to only see, one in the whole match, but maybe people have been lying to me, maybe it's not actually.
I think missiles are definitely very strong. They can misplace, when used correctly, people who are in bad positions. They can turf anchor ahead of you, and they're quite non-committal. You can just like throw them out pretty quickly and then carry on with your day. So they're a very good special. Yeah, it seems pretty even at the moment, but looks like Jiki has a bit more map control.
Yeah, speaking of specials, they're throwing out an Inkjet and now a Stingray, and they don't really have, Lois doesn't have an armor to retaliate defensively, so they'll just have to stay back, not get tagged, and then hold their specials.
Poetry's taken out though.
Okay, oh, Hammer going in?
Oh, nice trade from Link.
So they're pushing up the right side here. That's going to give them a bit of a low ground for a while. Hammer comes out. Okay, that's a good limit on the Rainmaker. And then
sure.
missiles to push the other members of their team back into mid.
The thing
So
with
with
Hammer
coming out, they might be able to start something here. They do get a kill really quickly, and they can establish this high ground right here. Another elimination.
Oh, three down! 3 down on Jiki.
Rainmaker does reset too, so it's back in mid. They can push from here. There's a really sneaky... Okay, no. They've been found out by the missiles. They do get a kill, though. Good stuff by Ice Player here. And yeah, we're seeing the top push right at the start here.
3 down, though. 3 down on Lois, and it's just... Kizhaz gets caught out. It's just kind of Link holding the fort at the moment. And Jiki's got a very free push. They have 2 specials, so that's an Inkjet and an Armor, so that could be really strong if they use it at once. There it is.
Use the Armor, and there's the Inkjet.
Link gets caught out with Hammer, isn't able to stop the Rainmaker. But they didn't really seem to get too much like momentum off their specials. Like the Rainmaker is still kind of in mid, and it's just him now. He's got targeted by missiles.
Yeah, Lois has been playing really well around Jiki's specials in this match. They've not been getting too much mileage out of them. And okay, Poetry does get the Rainmaker down there. Good stuff. So they're popping it. They've got 2 down on Jiki. They can make a pretty good push here. And yeah, they're going for the top read again. Who barely dodges a sploosh as well. That would have been...
Oh, a hammer to guide the Rainmaker. But the Rainmaker's gone down. And it's just 2 up for Jiki. And, 1 up for Jiki. And Kizhaz is just running it. 11 points, 6 points on the board for Lois.
Huge. They got past all the choke points in that upper area. Now they can pretty easily defend for the rest of the match. We do see Link running in there, but, it isn't too important at this stage, that feeding. Just waiting for another fight to break out in mid once the Rainmaker respawns, seeing what happens from here.
Yeah, that's a really good push on this map. It's so hard to get it up to the final little ramp to the podium, so the fact that Lois was able to get it there is quite impressive.
Oh, and the Swiffer player just gets caught out by a bunch of missiles and bombs there. It's a really good way to shut down that weapon class.
Yeah, for sure. Long-range weapons have a lot slower movement speed, so they definitely don't like being targeted by missiles, and that's why people tend to always single target missiles, especially when I'm on E-liter, right? I can never charge.
You're E-liter. I'd use 2 sets of missiles on that. Stingray coming out, perhaps a bit early for the defense. Although no, that team's the one behind. Okay, so they're just trying to put some damage out in the field. When someone gets damaged, they show up on the enemy team's map, so it's a really good way of finding out the enemy team's locations really quickly. Okay, we've got a couple down, they're making a push. We should be safe for a while.
The Jiki
Not
has
really much
lost
initiating
numbers.
right now.
Oh, they have 2 people up. It's just the Squiffer, and the custom jet is fully targeted by the missiles now. Has to back up, and unfortunately just couldn't maneuver away from the missiles in time on those grates. It's very hard to... I mean, you can't swim away, right? Otherwise you just fall through. So he's forced to run. Unfortunately, he's just taken out.
And that's game 1 to Lois. Good showing from them. It was a pretty close match up until that one very, very strong push that Lois had in the top left. So we're looking on to the next map mode, and it is Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy. Okay. This one is probably my favorite Clams map, I'd say. It feels like there's always something going on, since it's so small and like congested. And then once you do make it up to the any team's goal area, it's not even that free to score the clams, because the enemy team always has high ground on you. So if they have enough long-range weapons and bombs, they can just spam you out a lot of the time. So it really takes like a good, strong push to establish yourself on that map.
Indeed.
Alright. Do you expect we'll see much weapon switch up here for this mode?
I don't think so. It's like Rainmaker, right? You don't really want to use a long range weapon because you find it difficult to run up to the clam basket and throw in clams. So I think you'd want to see something quite mobile, and I think Poetry playing Zap again would probably be be best. I'm not sure if we'll see custom jet coming out from Jiki either.
Yeah, it's very immobile. Stingray I've never found to be too strong on Clam Blitz. So maybe if they went some other long-range weapon, it could help them with their defense, because they were getting opened up pretty bad. We saw there that one time from Lois. So maybe investing a bit more into defense might be a good idea to stop like those crazy pushes from them. But yeah, excited to see what happens in this the second game of the set. It is a best of 5 on winner's side, and then all loser side matches are best of 3. I'm assuming up until losers finals, or losers finals also best of 3?
Losers finals will be best of 3. Well, I'm not sure whether winners finals will be best of 7 or best of 5. It's just depending on the time.
Makes sense, makes sense.
So we do see a Squiffer Poetry on the ballpoint.
We also see a tent umbrella coming out from Jiki. No, sorry, Lois. It's a huge something 60 on the tent. Don't know if I have clearance from Laddie to say the full name on her stream.
I mean, it's their name. That's Nether though.
Alright, I can just stick with Nether.
Okie dokie.
Alright, and speaking of Nether, he goes down immediately, and there's 2 down already on Lois. Jiki could capitalize. Missiles do come out though, so they might stay back for a little bit. Alright, Jiki's used Ink Armor, but Lois is retaliated with Ink Storm. This is just back and forth specials going out with not too much ground being gained by either team. We do have an Inkjet, and that's the Tent Umbrella down again. A Booyah Bomb, this could be a really good opportunity to push. They do get the Power Clam in. It is called a Power Clam, right?
Yes, it is called a Power Clam.
Okay, Power Clam.
You haven't played this game in a while, huh?
I don't know if it's like a Super Clam or football or what, but yeah, okay, Power Clam. Cool. So, Orange team has gotten back control of mid after that one Power Clam went in for Jiki. Alright, they know where the entire enemy team is. They're playing very defensive right now. They've got 1 down. These missiles might help facilitate their push. And the tents run in, buckets there too. Bucket does go
Oh,
down there, and they don't have a power clam with them to push with. They've left it back in mid. Okay, Kizhaz gets one last second, and they've taken the lead. Oh, that's a lot of points going in, surprisingly.
yeah,
53
53 is
immediately, and they're jumping in a power clam. This might be another 20. It is.
very good
Very
job.
strong. 67 point push for Lois.
It looks like the push is over now. But it was really strong, especially because the tent was just blocking all the bombs that Jiki were using to try and get back in.
Oh, nice flank from Link. Gets a double kill. We'll see if... and he gets the triple.
Yeah.
Very nice play from the Tri-Slosher Link there.
I think Jiki's just having a very time. I think Jiki's just having a very hard time getting in. They have Squiffer, right? They have missiles, but yeah, I think Lois is just doing a better job at slaying at the moment, right? And especially since they have Nether with the tent to get in and like stay in for a large amount of time on their plat, it's just very easy for them to get pushes. And we see Link here is just like flanking around, might be able to take out Chicken Nugget. He does. Great play. It's very even at the moment.
Yeah, we're not seeing too much happen. We've seen like players go down here and there, but it's not been too major. It's just been like 1 or 2 at a time. So no real pushes are happening. Poetry does get a kill. They've got 2 down. 3 down. Yep, this should be a pretty easy push onto their plat, just because the only one left is the Squiffer, which, while it is a powerful weapon, it's not great at taking out multiple opponents at once. So you can take it out from multiple angles, especially when you have that much of a player advantage, like Lois did there.
19 push. That's really strong on this map.
They didn't have many power clams when they pushed up, actually, so they could have gotten a lot more points, but they kind of drained really quickly and didn't have much sustain up there. So Jiki's able to get back into the game. They're in mid, building up specials. They've made a push before. It did only get them 1 power clam, but if they do the same this time with maybe 1 or 2 more LMs, they could make a pretty good showing here. The constant harassment from the tent umbrella and Tri-Slosher flanking has got to be really difficult to deal with.
Indeed. Oh, there's another one! Another one from Link.
There he goes. They're gonna get rid of him, or...?
Oh, nice bomb from, nice pick from McChicken Tabris. Mitch. Alright, so they have a pity, so they do have more time to push this basket from Jiki. And Inkjet coming out now. Nice direct from Tabris. Perhaps they might be, but Link's able to take Tabris out with the armor. And then Link's taken out. I think I'm going to have to put it on spectate. Everyone's just dropping so fast. Oh, and they're able to get through Nether Shield and into the basket. But they're all down, so that looks like a win from Lois. Second game. They don't have enough time to get to the basket. Link just
trying to throw clams in, help the other team out.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, nice guy.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
So that's game 2 going to Lois. So they are now up 2-0 in this set. And the next map we'll be having coming up is Splat Zones on Reef. The classic. This is the Splatoon 2 map mode.
This is like... this is like a very basic map. Very like a lot of things can work on it, right?
Yeah, I've had a lot of success with different ranged weapons on this. You know, there's long range weapons have a lot of good places to stand. There's obviously the high ground that if they get good control of, they can just hold really easily. But then short range weapons don't struggle either, because there's a lot of flank points you can get on the map. It can be very scrappy sometimes, and with the 2 splat zones, you kind of do want like some range pressure to be able to paint the other zone from a safe position. It's something that we see on very few maps in this game. I feel like there's only like 3 or 4 maybe 2 zone maps. It's a very interestingly different playstyle. I hope there are more split zone maps on Splat 3, maybe even a 4-zone map, maybe.
A 4-zone map? What?
Yeah, okay, well they'd be very close, obviously, but like,
It's sounding a bit like
obviously not
Halo,
small enough to
right?
where like, no, it's not small enough to where like a single Splat bomb could paint it, but, you know,
Hmm.
I think Piranha Pit maybe could have had 4 zones, almost. Alright, loading in to game 3 here. We see McChicken already has pressed A, so that means he's likely on the sploosh again. Not sploosh, squiffer.
On the sploosh in zones?
No, I meant
No.
squiffer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Mitch is very comfortable on Squiffer. And if they don't play Squiffer, they tend to play Capo. But Squiffer
Oh
is
yeah.
definitely what they're most comfortable with, I would say.
Yeah, often your comfort pick is better than the meta pick if you're like really, really comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes even, your comfort pick might be meta. Who knows? Like, really high level squiffers have always been viable in a way. Maybe
Yeah.
not so much in Rainmaker, but it's the kind of weapon where if you get really good at it, you can kind of do it whenever you want.
Um,
Like,
yeah, I feel
go
like
on.
Squiffer is definitely one of those weapons where, like, um, if you're good with it, it can work.
Yeah, it's that if. That's the problem with it. Where a lot of people
If.
fall off.
Alright, so yeah, we do see the Squiffer. Great observation there from AO.
We've
Um,
got huge nuts 60 still on the 10.
you're not going to be, like, you're not going to live down that name, are you?
Okay, I only said it once so far. It's nether on the 10 umbrella.
We're seeing a lot of comfort picks out right now. We see Meiji is finally on the Flingzeroller, which is definitely something he's they're most comfortable on. Poetry on the ballpoint, Ice Clear on the Dapples, not the Dapples, the Emperies. There we go. And
Roasting
Poetry is taking.
Emperors.
It's looking quite strong for Jiki at the moment. And Kiss has jumps out. I think because he wanted to be with his team so he could use armor and the special from the tent, right? So now it's looking like Lois is going in with all their specials. Very nice coordination of specials to get in. That's
Yeah, we saw the bomb rush from Link on the bucket painting the zone for them really quickly. Once again, that ranged pressure to paint the zone from a safe position is just so good here.
indeed.
It's really committal running down there where we see Poetry right now on the splatling. What are you doing, man? Get out of there.
Well, he's painting the zones. Let him live.
No, I'm friends with him, don't worry, I can criticize him.
I know. Wow, nice. He is able to spot out the flanks. Nice double from Poetry. Very good job making sure that they have to. It forces Cheeky to go in from one way, right, where his opponents are looking. If he's watching the flanks, right. So that's a very strong play.
Seeing a lot of pressure applied here from Lois. When Jiki had mid control, they kind of just held mid, but Lois is being a bit more aggressive here, like really pushing up further onto their plat. Do have missiles coming out, this might be a good opportunity to disperse them a little bit. We also have the Inkjet from Ice Clear.
And now the
We do
armor
see the
coming out
bucket.
as well. Link's taken
Yeah,
out
okay,
by
the
2.
bucket does go down.
Ice Clear taken out. And Meiji is able to take out the hammer from Nether. So it's looking a bit like a stalemate at the moment. And Jiki is able to take the zones and put a penalty onto Lois. But Lois is still in the lead and has the numbers advantage. So they're easily going to get it back.
Yep, the 3 down from them, and then Link does force the last one to jump out. So effectively 4 down. Just throwing out their special just to apply a bit more pressure, stall them a bit more. They do already have the lead, but getting out of that penalty timer is really important.
Those are some really nice missiles to get them off their plat, right? But
The armor comes out as well. Another inkjet.
yeah,
That's two inkjets at once from Jicky. You'd love to see it.
that's very good special coordination. That's what I kind of wanted to see the first two games, because it felt like Jiki was kind of just throwing them out, but now they're kind of waiting to get them all at the same time and going together. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out that time, and now it's really looking like Lewis is gonna just take it out. Jiki's kind of having to rush the zones to try and hold. Oh, are they gonna get it?
Almost.
Poetry's
Inkjet firing on.
Poetry able to take
Correct
out
on
Kiss.
Poetry, but he's got the armor, so he lives.
Oh, very
And
nice.
comes in with the double.
Nice triple from Meiji. Is he able to get the quad? He's looking for it.
No quad. I'm assuming the last member just ran up. There they are.
Oh,
We
nice
see
pick from
Link.
Link. We found him in the end.
And we see Bucket really, really effective at painting these splat zones because it's wide and long arc. And it can do it from the high ground too, and it does lead to them getting a double kill with their teammate, and that's 3.
I think Bucket is just really good on this map, especially when it comes to like taking a hold of the bridge.
Oh yeah, Bucket is probably the best weapon at fighting at bridge. It's really impressive with its 70 damage sloshes it just throws out, and then the Splat Bomb as well can combo to get an instant knockout on anyone it hits. And the Inkjet gets shot down immediately by Poetry, good aim. We're seeing another Inkjet though, they do have to kill 2. And they're camping the landing, and they do get it. This is 2 down for Jicky. They do have control of one of the Splat Zones though, they might be able to get... They get the penalty timer, but it's the end of the game, so they'll... Oh, they do get the kill, okay. There's just a lot happening right now. Alright, looks like Lois is able to hang on, hold their lead. Didn't let Jicky get back in at the end there. That's a very good win there for Lois, 3-0.
Yeah, a lot of 3-0s in the first round. And Jiki, like both teams were close, right? It wasn't a complete wash, but I think Lois just had a little bit more team coordination. They were able to win the games because of that.
It really felt like their neutral play a lot of the time was very even, but then when Jiki got mid, they didn't hold it for as long as Lois was able to. I think that's the big thing that brought Lois those wins. Because we saw even in that Splat Zones match, for the first half of the game, it was like dead even. It was just going back and forth, but then Lois got like one big control of mid and it got them down to 2 points. So, yeah, very, very good showing from both teams. Pretty close match. Was a fun one to watch.
For sure. So next game we're gonna watch is Boca versus Centerlink Esports.
Good old Centerlink never fails. I think this is the third Centerlink themed team we've had in OCE actually.
Well, we
For
had
some reason it's very popular as a name. I couldn't tell you why.
yeah, because we did have a Centerlink before, right? And then those players are just kind of left. Oh, is AO needing to be turned up a little bit more? All right, let me know if he's okay now. Do you want to speak, AO?
I think I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
You think you're okay? I was just asking for stream.
Looks like we still have one player that still needs to leave the lobby from last set.
That's all right. They'll leave shortly, I'm sure.
Okay.
Tobias is in the room. So what is the first map? It is CB Piranha. I'll ask. So it looks like we've had a bit of a roster change. So it looks like we have Isabel now for Bocut.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Is Isabel from the UK or
Isabel
somewhere in
is
Europe?
from Spain.
Spain. Okay.
They're
Yeah,
the
much
Tetra
better
player.
time for them to play.
Yeah, for sure. We're just waiting on one of them to join now, I think. So Arashi is in. So it's Biscuit, Arashi, Chara, and Isabel from Boca. And then home has it Ardino and Tobias from Centerlink Esports. Sorry, I'm just having to like set up things with the Japanese team because they started a little bit late. But they
Okay.
started their match now.
Alright, so yeah, game 1 on Clam Blitz Piranha Pit. This is quite the map mode. I'm
Yeah,
not
for
a
sure.
fan, honestly.
Yeah, I can't say much of a fan either, but at least it's a bit better than Rainmaker. Especially Splat 1 Piranha
Oh no,
Rainmaker.
I love Rainmaker on this map. What are you talking about?
Splat 1 Piranha Rainmaker?
Was that where the goal was in the actual like base and it didn't move? Or no, that was the one where it was. Okay, yeah, I remember what it was. Uh, yeah, that was awful. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. I mean, I think it's significantly better in this mode. I really like the ink rail shortcut you can take.
Oh, yeah.
But this is Clam Blitz, so
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
not much positive to say about this map on Clam Blitz. I mean, it's very wide open. There's good high ground above the goal. That's about it.
What do you think the comps will be? Because Toby does play Dynamo, and Home plays Junior, and I'm not sure if they're gonna go with the like having double armor on Clam Blitz, right? For this is for Centerlink Esports.
There is a Dynamo. Okay, they are going gold Dynamo for the ink armor. And then
Home is on
a...
Kate shot. Okay.
What's the bottle one called again?
Squeezer.
Squeezer. That's it. Yeah. So we've got a Squeezer coming out.
Squeezer is one of the better weapons in this game, actually. Because
yeah, I remember the bubble combo it has as well is really devastating if you're really practiced with it.
yeah,
And then the main weapon itself just has absurd range.
like it's
early push here from the green team.
that's Boca, yeah.
Boca, that's it. Yep.
56 already. Nice picks from Toby though. Looks like this is going to be at the end of the push for Boca, but 56 is a very good starting push, especially in the first minute of the match.
Absolutely. They've got a lot of mid control still. They are slowly getting it taken away from Centerlink.
From Boca, Centerlinks.
By Centerlink, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. It's alright. They're a bit weird
a bit
names.
of a push starting here. They do have 2 down. There's just Biscuit far back and then one in the high ground still.
Oh, able to take out Ardino, and Ardino had the bomb rush, the bubble combos you were talking about, so that would have really helped Centerlink get a hold in Bocut's base, but unfortunately they're just taken out. 60 is a... Oh,
yeah,
you carry
40 points is a really good push here. It's not as high as Bocut had, but it's still really, really strong.
Yeah, they can
and
definitely...
they do have less of a penalty, so they can definitely make this comeback pretty easily.
For sure. Nice picks from Ardino and Toby that took out Arashi, and now Boca is 2 down. Ardino picks out Isabel, so it's just Biscuit defending their base. But
Biscuit
I don't...
does get a counter LM as well, though, so it is a bit of a better situation for them, and we've seen everyone is respawned by now. So we do see Home going down in the junior.
Unfortunately,
so
Centerlink just wasn't able to like take advantage of the picks because they didn't have enough clams to push, right?
Yeah, they're getting the LMs, but like we saw in the last set, even if you get the LMs, it doesn't mean you have enough clams to like actually make a meaningful push happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, we're just seeing Ardino zone here, got an LM on Arashi, they have a power clam so the enemy team knows where they are, and Bocut making a push. It's just the one player though, and they're not able to eat through the penalty, so they haven't gotten any points in yet.
They were able to take out Biscuit. Biscuit was the only one pushing, so that's I don't really like that dunk from Boca because that just gives Centerlink another power clam, right? They have 2 now when they just had 1 before.
Yeah, sometimes you're compelled to make like a desperation push when you're the last alive, just to, if you score a power climb in the enemy's goal, they can't score in yours. So sometimes, depending on the situation, it is a good idea. But yeah, I agree with you there. Bit ill-advised. We are seeing some trades in mid though, so Centerlink wasn't able to make a push with that power climb necessarily yet. They do still have it, but it does constantly reveal their position to the enemy team, so they can't make a sneak flank with it or anything. And we see
Meanwhile,
that Toby got assassinated, yeah, with his
speaking of
rotation emeralds.
speaking of flanks, Isabel's in their base right now. But
Just casual Tetra things, just causing mayhem, being a menace.
oh, 3 down, and it's just looking like Biscuit's there. Oh, and Ardini with the bubble combo. Here we go. This is a lot better of a push.
They score their 2 power climbs, they have the lead now, 37 points to 56 points.
There we go. Couldn't get to the
Home
right
getting
basket.
a nice elimination there.
Hazard
And
with
Hazard
more
throwing in
clams.
some more clams. 28. That's a pretty good push. So
Yeah.
Boca is going to have to do a lot to make up that score. It's more than just 1 power climb.
And they
a
couldn't
couple
just
clams.
they couldn't just immediately rush because of the timer, right? So they're having to wait a little bit.
Yeah, only 52 seconds left in this match. They've thrown out a couple specials. We've seen a couple from Centerlink in retaliation. We see the Tetras trade for the Dynamo, and then the Hammer come out, and it does get Ardino.
Harashi's hammers are truly something special. He's always been really good with the hammers. And now looking like, oh, Boca to
4
4!
points left.
But now they're
That was
wiped.
huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good push. But, you know, they can definitely win with 4. But if Centerlink's able to get in once, they might be able to push it back. Like, the scores are still quite close. Home gets it in. Is taken out by Isabel, though. Biscuit bomb rushing. The good booyah to destroy a lot of the bombs.
Clams.
I don't know. They're going down. Oh no!
Yeah.
And yeah, it's over. They couldn't
They
get
all
any more
went down.
clams
They didn't
in.
have enough clams, even if they were all alive. Bit of a rough situation there. Good stuff to Boca. They had a really good counter push there. Dunked a lot of points at once. I think it was only 2 power clams in, or 2 initiations from Boca, and they got it down to 4 points, which is huge.
So the next map is Splat Zones on Manta Maria. Where is Manta Maria? There it is.
This one is 2 zones?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So you have like a mast in the center, and then a zone either side of that mast.
Yeah. So this is very strong for Dynamo if it's able to get a really good position on the enemy team's bunker. It's just able to apply so much pressure there, it's really hard to move the enemy Dynamo. So Toby's probably going to have a good time here if they can get control of the map.
Sorry, I'm also doing TO things at the same time. There's been a fair few issues with the Japanese team. Like they had a DC, and I'm just trying to sort that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope things get resolved for them.
Yeah, I've sent
You
Coco.
really like seeing Japanese participation in Australian tournaments.
Yeah, for sure. It's not something you see very often. We don't have much of an opportunity to play with Japanese players.
But when we do, it's always a treat.
Yeah. So there's no long range from Boca, but Toby on his Dynamo. Well, let's see. Have a look at the gear builds. I forgot to do that.
Got some booyahs from Arashi.
Oh,
Love to see it. Love to see it.
The team's morale right there, you know. Oh, Arashi's taken out. No.
I think they're still gonna win this match though. There was a study in Splat 1 where if you booyah in ranked, you're more likely to win.
Can I see the citation for that, AO?
No,
Whoa!
this was like 5
Nice
years ago.
triple from Ardino. 5
That's a
years
really
ago.
good opening for them. So they can maybe get Toby up here, up the top area. I almost said top lane, I've been playing too much Unite.
Too much Pokemon Unite. Stream Pokemon Unite. It's a good game.
It is a good game. They just released a new mon.
Yeah.
But back to Splatoon, this is a huge flank from Hazard. Does get an LM.
Oh,
Mostly for distraction though, it seems. As yet they've gotten Toby established, but he's forced out by missiles. And a
yeah.
Dynamo on Mast is still threatening to approach from the other side, but we do see it forced really far back, so Bocat's able to get back control of mid here.
Yeah, and they've almost worked off their penalty. Well, they're able to catch Isabel's flank, but is Isabel still going to get anything out of it? Able to trade with Tobias, so Toby's not going to be able to hold the Master with his Dynamo. Hazard's taken out as well, so it's looking like Home and Ardino are struggling to just hold their zone to stop Boca from advancing their push.
Oh, does Home go down? Nope, Home lives the missiles. So Boca is almost at the same point threshold that Centerlink was able to get to. Centerlink does stall the timer briefly. If they can recover both zones, they can put a penalty onto Boca.
But it's looking like they're trying to watch a flank at the moment. Biscuit takes out Hazard. Biscuit's going for Ardino now.
Ooh, nice
Ardino taken out by
Home
Biscuit.
there on the flank.
Yeah, Home was able to, while Biscuit was distracted taking out Ardino, Home was able to go and take both the zones, and I think that's a better trade for Centerlink, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. As they've gotten mid back, definitely worth it for them.
Especially since Biscuit was on their side as well, so they could easily come back and overwhelm Biscuit with their end control, right?
Yeah, it was a really good sandwich there by them. And now they've got solid control. It's ticking down their timer. They've gotten past the penalty.
Going back in with the
Boca are pushing
missiles.
hard back in.
Are you seeing the strength of missiles right now, AO?
Yeah, it looks a little bit annoying, I guess. Well, they do get mid back by using it, so there's objective strength to it, I guess. I'll admit.
Well, what do you think is a better special than missiles?
I mean, T-Tech has Inkjet. I think Inkjet's pretty cool.
You think Inkjet's pretty cool, or is it?
People are getting better at shooting down Inkjets, so it depends on the Inkjet to like get directs really easily.
Yeah, but I mean, it also depends, right, on like the Inkjet being able to duck and weave, and also like, being able to direct people, right? So.
Oh yeah, you gotta have the movement with Inkjet. If you just throw it out there, you're not gonna have any success.
Hazard's getting caught out by 3 people. I think Haz just went in a little bit too deep, but able to distract for a bit, so his team can clock down the points on the zones.
Yo, Booyah from Biscuit, they're doing the winning strategy. Missiles and bomb rush coming out, and they retake zone. Yep, see, Booyahs are the broken strategy.
Just Booyah, man. They don't even have Booyah Bomb. What was the Booyah for?
Morale.
Morale. I suppose that that study you found is right. Yeah.
They've got full control of mid, ticking down the timer. They're 7 points off from taking the lead. And it does not look like Centerlink's going to be able to get back in time to stop them from overtaking the lead. And they do go 2 down. This is looking a bit rough for them trying to get the retake. They don't have much time. They have less time than the global 24 seconds because of how the zones tick down. It's a bit faster than 1 per second.
I'm not quite sure the time, honestly, but yeah, it is
okay,
a bit.
They do regain control.
But
we'll have to see if they can hold this. They don't have too much time to break through to get the lead.
Oh, nice 2 down from Hazard. Very good picks. And they're able to take out Isabel as well. It's just Arashi left. But
Looking very good for Centerlink to make the comeback.
Arashi does have missiles though.
Strong here.
Like they're just
the
throwing
bomb rush
bombs.
is able to contest the zone from really far away, and they've got missiles coming out now. If Centerlink aren't careful, the missiles can paint the zone.
This is really close. They have to paint that zone right now. Ardino able to cap, but it's taken out by Arashi, and they're down in numbers. Can Home and nice Booyah from Hazard. But they're taken out.
1 versus 2 at the end here.
Yeah, unfortunately,
not enough
Home.
time.
Home just can't outpaint two other people, you know? It was such a close game. Both of these games have been really close.
Yeah, that was very, very tight. They barely won that. Very good matches, these ones so far.
Yeah.
Very, very good showing from Centerlink here against the International Invaders.
I think like both games could have gone either way. But it's just been Boca has been able to turn the tides just at the last moment, and Centerlink hasn't been able to have enough time to like push back, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
So next up we have Tower Control on Sturgeon Shipyard.
mhm.
So second time we're seeing Sturgeon, this time on Tower Control, last time it was Rainmaker. So Tower Control, it goes a very different path to what a lot of the time a team will go with the Rainmaker. You saw in the match with Jiki versus Lois that they went the top left path primarily. This time in this one the tower goes to the right first.
Mm.
So you're gonna see a lot more different parts of the map in this match. There's still gonna be a lot of fighting for the enemy team's high ground though, especially with if we see a dynamo again from Tobias.
From Tobias. I like how we're just calling Toby Tobias.
Ignoring the Toby or Toe-based as his in-game name is at the moment, just Tobias.
Tobias.
No bias.
Well, he's just toe based. He's based,
Based.
as the cool kids say.
Based on what?
Hard to know. You'll have to tell me.
Alright, game 3. We're currently 2-0 to Boca.
Oh, I haven't been changing the score. Hang on. Yeah, it's
Oh.
2-0 to Boca at the moment. Yeah, it has Toby's on the Dynamo, has it on the K52, Home on the NZAP, Ardino on Squeezer. Then we have Isabel Tetras, Prochara on the NZAP, Biscuit on the Tri-Slosher, and Arashi on the L3D. And yeah, wow, crazy. Centerlink's able to take out 3, and it's just Chara on the Zap holding on to the armor. They use armor now. But it's looking
Toby
like
lighting the tower, Home on high ground, and then they've got a BR bomb coming out in the top right.
They
do go 2 down, but they did get 2 LMs as well, so it is even at the moment.
Oh, it's just Toby stalling is taken out to 37. But they were able to get past.
37 is huge.
Yeah, they were able to get past the first checkpoint in a minute of the game. That's like the hardest checkpoint to get through, because of just how easy it is to defend the checkpoint from the top left on the defending side, right? So
yeah, we're seeing very strong initial offense here from Centerlink. Bocat is on the offense though. They do have 3 down as just the MZAP play, and they jump out. So we're seeing another 3 down and a jump out coming out for the other team this time.
Yeah, Centerlink's getting a little bit of a taste of their own medicine, right? Home does use the armor, but 2 enemies taken out, and now Boca is just taking the lead. Like, we were saying how strong 37 was, but they pushed to 25 so easily, and they're still going, but it's looking like it might end now. They've spotted out Arashi.
Will they get? Okay, they don't get past the checkpoint, so they will have to tick through all of it to get back to 22. But
yeah.
Very, very good push nonetheless. It's going to take a lot for Centerlink to come back here.
Yeah, like it forces Centerlink to push, right? It doesn't matter how good a push it was at the beginning. If you're losing, you just have to push further. So we'll see if they can do it.
They trade 1 for 1, 2 for 2.
I don't think they noticed Arashi flanking behind tower, and Arashi's able to take out Home. That's a very good shot.
Almost all down for Centerlink, so it's been reset to a mid situation. Ardino does get a pick on Arashi.
Good pick by Ardino.
We've got some high ground presence from Boca.
Oh, Hazard was able to flank. 3 down.
With 3
That's a wipe on
4.
Boca. So what do you want to see?
The chance they need.
What do you want to see Centerlink do here?
Well, they've already got one on the high ground, which gives them a great vantage point to throw a Booyah Bomb in an optimal location. They're doing that now right as they approach the checkpoint, which opens a little bit of space up for their team. They're throwing suction bombs in the tower. Home is carefully dancing around them. They do get splattered though. So 2 down for Centerlink, and they lose the checkpoint progress they had, well, which was none. So it's reset to mid once again. Boca with a good counter push.
Boca and Centerlink both haven't cleared the second checkpoint though, so whoever clears the second checkpoint should be in the lead, right? So
yeah, checkpoints are a huge advantage if you can clear them, especially the last one, which is always one of the hardest ones on the map, if not the hardest.
It's just really hard to get through all the checkpoints on this map, honestly.
Yeah. Seeing a lot of bomb spam coming out. We've got inkjets, Booyah bombs, a lot of specials being thrown around.
Yeah, but I think it's important to note that Centerlink has the numbers advantage.
We do have a flank from Biscuit. Biscuit does get the person on the tower.
Boca's wiped!
Right.
They're gonna get the lead! And there it is,
And
52 seconds!
They might even get the goal here.
Oh, perhaps 5 points, 3 points. Are they able? Is Home able to get on the tower? It's just Hazard sharking. I wonder if they know he's there. Oh, they know he's there now. Wasn't able to take the pick on Chara, and Hazard is taken out. So, 3 points. They got through the second checkpoint. So that's insane. They just have to have one good defense, and then Centerlink will win this game.
Yeah, they can just hold all their specials for around the right point to use on the enemy team. We've already seen an early inkjet out from Boca, so they won't have that for the rest of the push, which might make it a little bit hard to break through this defense.
They did take out Home though, so Centerlink won't have armor, but they do have 2 Booyah bombs, and they're both using it now. Chara taken out by the Booyah, and Home able to get onto the tower, so that's 2-1 to Centerlink, or rather 1-2 to Boca. I mean, 1 game to Centerlink, to the Boca. There we go. I cannot. This is why you're here, AO. You can speak and I cannot.
That's debatable, actually.
All these games have been so
win
close.
For Centerlink.
Yeah.
We're going to game 4. I think this is the first game 4 of the tournament so far.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Let's see. So it is. Oh, this is the losers maps. Where's the winners?
Rainmaker on Mako Mart.
Yeah.
I love this one. This is a classic.
Is this like another one of those very anything can work maps?
Yeah. I remember we saw custom dually squelchers when that was meta, played on here a lot, and then we've seen some rollers here and there. Some blasters I think can work pretty well. And then this is definitely a slosher map as well. It's got a lot of viable strategies here. And then there's, with Rainmaker as well, there's the really fast push you can go, which is a lot more vulnerable. But if you have something like a Tent Umbrella or Bubbles, you can run through it. And then there's the longer, safer push up top, where if you get high ground dominance, you can kind of just hold it until you get a good opening a lot of the time.
Yeah, bubbles are very strong. And I lost my train of thought. Please help me.
Bubbles are indeed strong, yeah. As opposed to real life bubbles, they're actually very dangerous. I don't know if anyone's died to a real bubble, but many people died at Splatoon bubbles.
Yeah, did you have those like bubble blower things as a kid?
I still have one in my room somewhere, actually, yeah.
Yo, really? That's so cool. We found one the other day in my room too, actually.
Yo, we're bubble boys.
Bubble boys.
Alright, so we're almost into game 4. Once again, 2-1 in the favor of Boca. But Centerlink looked very strong in that last game, I'd say.
I think they've been really strong in all the games. Like, even though most of the games haven't ended up in their favor, they've still done very well, and it hasn't been like a complete wash either way, right? It's a very close set. Yeah.
Alright, going in, we see no Dynamo from Toby this time.
On the try slosher.
Based on the try, yeah.
But
I
we
think
do
it's a
see
really good
bubbles.
pick here.
Mm.
Dynamo is nice, but it's not very good at pressuring Rainmaker, like the
Yeah.
shield.
And it's also not very good at pushing either, whereas Tri-Slosher has armor, so they can like chain armors together in combination with Homes and Zap. And then, oh no, they have Ink Storm, but I mean that's very good for pushing as well, right? Because you can paint ahead of you and chip enemies in front of you. See, like he just used Rain there, and they're able to take out Chara very easily. And also Isabel is very chipped from that Rain as well on the bomb.
Yeah, this is the mode where chip damage is the most important, because you can just chip the Rainmaker out a lot of the time. This is why you see bomb spam a lot in defense. It's not like very aggressive, but the amount of chip damage the Rainmaker takes is just huge.
Oh, I think it's important, right? Because every other mode you can give your like objective carrier armor and specials, right? But in Rainmaker, the Rainmaker carrier doesn't get anything, so therefore you have to just be really good at defending the Rainmaker, right?
Yeah, exactly. Good push for Centerlink to get the lead. It is a pretty flimsy lead, but a good lead nonetheless.
Yeah, but Centerlink instantly wiping, so I'm not sure that's going to be their lead much longer unless Home can... Nice pick on Arashi! I'm not sure Home is able to take out... No, Home is taken out by Biscuit, but was able to weaken Isabel and Biscuit a lot, so that's going to definitely stall their push a fair bit.
Isabel's not able to make the jump, so they might either try... Yeah, they're going for the lower push instead. It is a
Biscuit's
little bit
cleared
open.
away.
They do get the lead. 29.
Nice push. And
They
now...
found a really good gap in Centerlink's defense there and were able to just run with it.
For sure. It's just Arashi though. And they're going to jump to Arashi and try and flank around to get the Rainmaker, but thankfully Centerlink is taking the Rainmaker and not leaving it in their base. That's like such a terrible way to lose Rainmaker, right? You just leave it in your base and someone flanks around and gets to it without anyone looking there or being able to defend it, and they just get the knockout.
It's so depressing to have that happen to you. Thankfully, Centerlink has the foresight to not do that. They do make the jump. The Rainmaker does go down though. It's in a pretty alright position for them. They do get an LM and a pop. They're having all their players jump back in. They can push this fairly easily. Oh. Well, not easily, but you know, they're in a decent position to push.
Oh, 39 from Home and able to take out 2. Centerlink has the numbers advantage. Chara is trying to defend stop the Rainmaker from popping.
Boca has to use this inkjet. They do to clear out the high ground.
They got the
lead!
lead!
The lead from Home. Let's go Home.
Ardino's trying to extend their push by using bubbles, but is unfortunately taken out by Isabel. Isabel taking out Hazard as well. Good trade. That's a 2-for-1 from Isabel. So definitely a very, very great trade. But I'm not sure they noticed Toby's there. Oh, okay, taken out by Biscuit.
Alright, Rainmaker's back in mid. It's a bit neutral at the moment.
That's
a pop for Centerlink and they get an LM early.
This is still anyone's game, right?
Oh, they got very sandwiched there. Rough position for them. Good job taking the advantage by Boca here. They might be able to just run this. Not much of Centerlink is alive to stop this at the moment.
Oh, the bomb! Wasn't able to take out Chara, but Chara's just going to run it now. Unable to take the lead. 2 down. Close. On Boca. Nice inkjet from Arashi, but able to take out Home. And they're not going to be able to stop Arashi from jumping back in. Toby's taking it back. Is Arashi going to be able to take him out? The bomb! Oh my goodness! Oh, Toby's taken out!
To run it up there, but they might be able to stop Boca from sneaking around here to get it.
Oh, they might be able to pop the Rainmaker. Yeah, they are able to.
They have to actually like get around there. It's through. You can see them standing in that front area. They have to actually run through.
Chara's trying to get it.
To get the Rainmaker. They're going for it. Okay,
oh my God,
the green team does pick it up, and they're just going to run it off the map to reset.
Yeah,
good play there. Isabel was running up with the Tetras. They almost got to the Rainmaker. That was really close.
Boca has a lot of turf in their base, though, so it might just be free for them to push it. Toby's able to take out the Rainmaker! They didn't know Toby was there!
That was crucial.
And now they're having to go behind and take out Toby. Arashi trades with Toby. I don't think they have enough time to reach the Rainmaker, and it's 2-2 to both teams.
That was a great flank there by Toby. Like, stopping the Rainmaker before they can make the jump is just huge. You're
Yeah.
able to defend it so much easier in that position.
Wow. It's going to game 5.
Game 5.
Game 5 in the second round of Cuddles Cup 2. Wow, this
Shout
is
outs to Cuddles. Cuddles
shout
is
outs
a
to
great
Cuddles. We have CB Humpback Pump Track.
Ooh, okay.
This is a really good dynamo map. Also
This
really good for Tri-Slosher.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see which one Toby does choose, because he can go the regular Tri-Slosher with armor if he wants that, as opposed to Dynamo. So it's more so just a weapon choice rather than a special choice here. All right.
Alright. G'day. I don't know why I said g'day. Remind people
G'day,
this
mate.
is an Australian tournament, I suppose. I don't know.
Throw another prawn on the Barbie.
Another prawn on the Barbie, indeed, right? Because they used shrimp for the advert.
Yeah, they say shrimp, but it's prawn. We say prawn.
We say prawn here, but in America they say shrimp, so that's why they use shrimp in the advert. But it's prawn.
Gotta love a good barbecue prawn.
It is very
it
nice.
It isn't quite the weather for it though. I don't know about you and WA, but it's been really chilly out here east.
There's been a lot of rain the last couple of days, so definitely not good weather for a barbecue.
Alright, so game 5, Clam Blitz on Humpback Pump Track.
What do you want to
Glad I
see
got
from
the name
these?
right. It's always hard.
Yeah, you say it the opposite way, and What do you want to see from the teams here?
Alright, so we're seeing a Dynamo indeed from Toby. So they're going to have pretty decent control of mid. It applies a lot of painting pressure and chip damage. They've got missiles coming out. That combined with Dynamo is really scary in that mid area.
Although they do have armor now on Boca, so this is their chance to push in, especially the bomb rush.
They've got a lot of mid control at the moment.
Arashian has a trade.
Bomb coming out from Centerlink. Okay, they do get Isabel, and they're chipping Biscuit a lot. Biscuit does go down as well.
I would like to see Centerlink picking up more clams, especially both times we've had clams games. The team that was able to get a quick wipe at the beginning didn't really have many clams to make a push out of it, and then that way it allowed the enemy team to get back in quite quickly. So I'd like to see them just picking up more clams, not necessarily having a bunch of power clams, but enough to where they can easily just pick up a couple clams and then push the basket, right?
Yeah, you also want them spread pretty wide along your team. Having 2 people with 9 is a lot worse than having 3 people with 7 or so.
Because you can throw clams together.
Yeah, you can only throw 1 clam at a time per person, but the 3 people can, each throw in clams. Which makes it a lot faster to dunk.
So Boca's trying to push Centerlink's Plat, but Ardino with the bubbles. Able to take out Isabel and Chara. Very good waiting with the bubbles with Ardino. Able to take out Biscuit as well. Great job from Ardino.
Ardino is being very strong here. He's getting a lot of elements for his team. They've regained map control. They're just, I guess, trying to build up their bubble blower, which is one of the best specials to push with in Clam Blitz.
Able to take out the Tetra. That's a lot of the front lane presence gone from Boca. Ardino has a power clam, and it's looking like they're going to try and push it now.
They have 2 power clams on their team. They've got missiles coming out.
Oh,
a
the
BR bomb as well. They get 1 in, and they get 2 in.
Wow.
So it's a quick 40 points for Centerlink here.
Now, Toby's just going to jump out, but he was able to stall the enemy from being able to instantly push back in. And also, Boca doesn't have too many clams at the moment. They can make they do have the power clam in their base, and they are able to make a power clam with the amount of clams that the teammates have, but it's looking like they're being wiped now. Or like they're going
Yeah,
down one by one.
looks like the clam economy is having some inflation right now. There's not much to go around.
That's a good one.
So we've got 2 power clams on the table for Boca. Sorry, I keep forgetting the name for Boca, but they're not able to do much with it. They're getting pushed back very hard by Centerlink. Centerlink's throwing out a lot of damage and specials with that dynamo in the middle.
Yeah, I think the Dynamo was a very good choice. Even if it's not able to push up as easily as Tri-Slosher is, it gets armors very quickly on this map. There's a lot of great vantage points for it to just get fall-off kills onto enemies. And also, Toby is just very comfortable with the weapon, right? It's like you were, as you were saying a bit earlier on, even if something isn't meta, like if you're more comfortable with a weapon that isn't meta, like it's better to play that, right? Than just trying to pick up a meta weapon. That might
Yeah,
be.
a lot of the time that's definitely the case.
Mm.
And we're definitely seeing it here with Toby on the Dynamo. He's applied so much pressure in the middle area here. We see Ardino gets another power clam in, and they've got Home pushing in, maybe throwing in a couple more clams.
Yeah, I think
They're just
so.
shooting the bubble to try to keep it up, and okay.
They're pushing
Some
in
good
really.
Ellens, though.
They're pushing in really well. The bubbles. They might be able to get in a little. No, I think it's over now.
Yeah,
Oh
they didn't have
no!
any clams on those players down there. Oh, Hazard sneaks another one in.
But yeah, Toby's just doing the wise thing and just trying to hold mid. They don't need to overextend. They have a very good lead, and they, they have the specials to get back in, right? But Boca using all their specials now. They might be able to take out Toby. Toby wasn't able to get off armor before he died, but it's 3 down on Boca. So
And
yeah.
that's a wipe. Okay, so Hazards are already pushing the enemy plat, trying to get some control there. He sees the Tetras and he does back out.
Yeah, I think
It's a
it's
bit
just
of a hard fight for 52 Girl to take.
I think it's just best for them to try and hold mid as much as possible. I think Boca does have one more push in them, but as long as they hold mid, hold their specials for the Bocut's push, they should have the win here. But anything can happen. This is Splatoon.
We do see armor coming out. Arashi
Ooh,
does have the
Isabel's
hammer
taken
ready.
out Toby.
We see an
I
early
didn't.
booyah bomb. Now the bubbles are coming out. There are a lot of specials from Centerlink.
Home is able to take out
defense
2.
goal.
Protara is able to throw it in, but it's just Isabel now, and
Over
Isabel's
right.
spawning.
Centerlink wins. I mean,
Oh,
unless
I don't know.
Isabel gets
Isabel might be able
past.
to get past.
Almost.
Nah, Isabel's taken
No,
out.
okay.
That is
Centerlink wins.
That is the win for Centerlink Esports. Well, congratulations to Centerlink. Oop, I turned off my Elgato for a second there. I wanted to change the score. Stream
Yeah,
couldn't
good
see.
stuff to Centerlink. That's a huge win for them.
Yeah, the Australians win against one of the strongest, a team with some of the strongest NA players on.
Yeah, famous content creator Procara goes down. This is a double elimination bracket though, so they do have a chance to come back and win. We're gonna see. Is that winners finals now for Centerlink?
They're in semi-finals at the moment. Yeah, so it's the. I don't know what it's exactly called. It's semi-finals, right?
Oh yeah, I think on Challenge they call it semi-finals, but that's winners finals. Okay.
And the Japanese team just beat Lois 3-0, so it's now a Dota Bata versus Centerlink Esports in the semifinals. Boca versus Jiki in losers, and Lois and CU in 3 is also in losers right now. Who do you want to watch next?
I think we should watch the winners finals set.
You want to watch the winners finals? Okay. I'll ping Tobias.
Get them back in the lobby. Alright, so we're looking at the first map of winners finals is going to be Splat Zones Reef again. Love this one. We're getting some Let's Go Centerlinks in the Discord. Let's go Centerlink.
Let's go, Centerlink. How many teams are in Cuddles Cup? We have 8 teams in Cuddles Cup, with teams consisting of players from North America, Japan, Southeast Asia, and Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, very very diverse player list in this tournament. It's really exciting to see.
Yeah. We did have 10 players, but a lot of not Japanese, North American teams had to drop because of the time. But I mean, that's just unfortunate. But it's a terrible time.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. on the west coast of America right now. So East Coast is
It's 5 a.m. for the East Coast, I think.
yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, that's rough,
I don't
buddy.
blame them for dropping out. Okay.
Right, so the first map is Splat Zones on the Reef.
Yep.
We're just waiting on somebody from Centerlink now, I think. We got Hazard, Tobias, Ardino. We're just waiting on... Oh no, we're waiting on someone from the Japanese team, Dotabata. So a little bit about the Japanese team. We have a lot of them are X-Power 2900. So for anyone who's played solo queue, I think you can imagine how difficult that is to get that high.
Yeah, not even the Nex underscore SPL has gotten 2900.
Wow.
Pretty embarrassing if you ask me. I mean, he's definitely good enough to get it. I don't know why he hasn't yet.
Wow, the call outs on Nex right there.
If I played ranked and my wrists weren't currently broken, I would get 29. I'm just saying, Alex. Like you're slacking.
It's fine, guys. AO is friends with Nex.
Oh yeah, he makes fun of me all the time. Don't worry. All right, we're getting into game 1 of winners finals. Centerlink versus Dotabata is their name, right?
Yes, Dotabata.
Yeah. All right, so Splat Zones Reef. We've got Tobias here this time on the Dynamo. We didn't get to see him play it last time. I'm assuming he's gonna really vie for control of mid and just throw out a lot of chip damage, like we saw just then on Humpback Pump Track.
Yeah, a lot of long-range weapons definitely want to hold control of bridge. Because you can get, especially with Dynamo, you get a lot of good fall-off, good sightlines on bridge, right? And like you were saying.
And you're able to put a lot of paint onto the enemy plat, which makes it a little bit difficult for people to approach you from there. It is very susceptible to flanks, though, as it is fairly easy on Reef to get to mid from the other side. So we'll have to see how they handle it on this match against the Japanese team.
Yeah. I need to change the scores again. I keep forgetting to do it.
I'll remind you if you want.
I'll have a look at the loadouts on the enemy team, on the both teams. So we have a regular vanilla jet from Arzu. We have Mai on the Trisosha, 52 from Ionko, and Mapru on the Octobrush. That's what they're known for most. Nice pick from Toby onto the Trisosha, and it's just Hazard versus 2 on the Japanese team on Dotabata. Nice pick from Hazard, but it's just the Japanese team has just taken control of the zones.
And they've taken out Hazard finally, so they've got a player advantage here, holding the enemy team plat. Dynamo is very weak to Jet Squelcher, as you're able to see just there. It can just chip it really easily from afar. We've got an Inkjet coming out that's very aggressive. They do have missiles out to support it, and they're getting the picks.
They have so much control of Centerlink's plat. Maple able to take out home. And they threw a booyer up there just to support Maple. Toby's unable to kill the Octobrush, unfortunately. And yeah, it seems like Centerlink is just having to go in one by one now. They don't have much time to be able to go in now. But maybe they might be able to take the zones. Ardino able to stall one zone, Home able to get a pick, and Centerlink is able to take control of the zones. So I mean,
and they've got the Jet Squelcher jumping out, and then they eliminate the Octobrush players, so that's effectively a wipe for them.
yeah, but Azu does use missiles. I think a little bit too early because his team can't really get anything off it. But I suppose because you're playing Jet, you get your special back very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like 10 seconds, and it's got it again.
Yeah, I'm having a look at their build right now. They have at least 2 mains of special charge, so understandable they'd get it quite fast. Azu taken out by a Hazard. I think that was a bit of a weird flank there. Hazard was on that.
He was the last player alive in the whole field, able to get that last elimination and take control of the zones for his team.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a bit of pressure applied to the zone from afar by the Japanese team, Dotabata. But Centerlink's doing a good job holding it. They got a couple eliminations. They did lose the zone. They lost their Dynamo and their Squeezer. We do see Hazard on the flank.
Able to take out the try.
Is he able to get 2? He just retreats. I think that's a good play there.
Yeah, he saw Home was behind him and able to back up if they do decide to like chase Hazard and pressure him. So I think that was a good play to back up. I think a lot of frontline weapons...
God, Hazard with a triple.
Popping off. Can Hazard get Maple? Oh, Ardino's able to take out Maple and Hazard's able to take the zone.
We're seeing very strong offense from Centerlink.
Yeah.
Their shooter players are getting a lot of eliminations for them. And then they're just having the Dynamo able to hold mid, like with a lot of paint pressure.
I think if I'm able to go back to the point I was like making before Hazard started getting just popping off. I was gonna say like a lot of front lines seem to get in this mentality where if they make an engagement, they absolutely have to go for it, and they can't back up at all. They have to go for that kill, but you can disengage, right? And
yeah.
A lot of the time it is just the smarter players to disengage and then go in with a teammate. Like you can get specials, have more firepower on one enemy, right? Because if you go in 2 versus 1, that gives you the advantage. So, yeah, I think that was the point I wanted to make anyway. But what's happening in this match right now?
Seeing a lot of fighting. So when these big fights break out, Centerlink is the team that's taking more advantage of them. They have a bit more long-range firepower, like in the head-to-head with some of the weapons on the Japanese team. So in a lot of these fights, they're just taking the advantage, especially with the Kensa 52 gal, which can just throw up a splash wall and kind of negate the Octobrush's damage in a close fight.
But now Maple is in Centerlink's base with Inkjet, but Toby's able to take out the Inkjet, but not before Maple's able to take out Hazard before he can get back into the fight. Ardino taking out the Trisosha and getting control of the zones with his specials. That's very nice play from Ardino. But 10 seconds left of the match, and Centerlink's almost through the penalty and has the numbers advantage going into overtime. So it's not impossible for them to come back.
Hazard's watching these players on the flank here.
They do know Maple's there. Oh, is Home able to take out Maple? Home's able to take out Maple, but Ardino has a Tobia down. It's just Home on the zone. Nice pick from Home, able to take out one, but unfortunately it's going to Dotabata. Home just wasn't able to take out all 3 of the enemies that were left. Very nice play from Dotabata.
Yeah, Dotabata had a really good push there at the end. It was definitely their best one all game. I think it might have also been because of the desperation coming out from Centerlink wanting to hold the zone in overtime.
Yeah.
But we're seeing Hazard getting a lot of eliminations, and yeah, every time I saw him, he was always doing something.
I think
this is a very close match, it's seeming so far.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth. It's just, once again, one team is just holding mid for a bit longer than the other team, but these neutral engagements are very even.
For sure, right? Dotabata had a really strong beginning push, and that's really just what won it for them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who left the game? We have Home, Ardino, Toby, Hazard. One of them left, I think.
Next up is Tower Control Starfish. I think Starfish is a bit controversial as a stage, but I've always enjoyed it.
I do not like Starfish.
Okay, there's the controversy.
There is the controversy happening in the commentator chat right now.
I mean, I can see why you don't like it. I think it's awful for snipers, but I play like 52 and blasters and stuff, so I enjoy it.
I think TC on Starfish is really the only Starfish mode where Charger actually does something, just because it has a lot of good vantage points onto the tower as well. But it does always suck when the enemy jumps onto your snipe, then jumps across into your base and spawn camps you. That is it is just awful. I really dislike Starfish.
I remember seeing a lot of sniper like early game before they reworked Starfish on zones.
I liked it before the rework, but why? Then they
Yeah,
just went and
post
reworked
rework
it.
was worse for snipers, but it was better for the little guys, aka everyone else.
But everyone else has like an advantage on like every other map mode in this game. Just let us have Cursed Starfish, right? And also Albacore, because Albacore is pretty good for us, eh?
Yeah. I mean, you still have Moray, right? Is Moray good?
Meh.
Can you believe that we voted Moray back into the game?
Because it was one of the 3 maps in the final Splatfest in Splat 1.
I still am in disbelief that we let that happen.
It's a fan favorite, don't you know?
I mean, look, I loved it in Splat 1, but I was a sniper main back then. Now that I'm not, I hate it.
It's one of the most cursed maps in Splat 2.
Ooh, a Rapid Blaster Pro Deco. Good old RBPD, love seeing it. We don't see enough blasters in my opinion nowadays.
I'm honestly surprised to see Maple is still on the Octobrush. I do know that it is their main, but it's kind of awkward on tower control, right? Because the shots of the brush are blocked by the pole in the center, so it's kind of hard for Octobrush to hit people off the tower. But I suppose it doesn't matter when you can just make sure that everyone isn't able to make it to the tower, right?
Yeah. We're also seeing them use the beacon build, and I feel like beacons on this map are really good. There's a lot of good places you can place them for your team to jump to. And then obviously the Tenor missiles are really good at pressuring high ground, as we're seeing here. Booyah Bomb from Centerlink, stopping the tower push briefly. They do get forced off the checkpoint, but they're right back on the tower. Not much pressure was applied after the Booyah Bomb from Centerlink, but they are doing a good job just holding them here.
I think Dotabata was forced to back up off the tower, but now they're trying to push it again. I think they're just...
Blaster Pro Deco is applying a lot of pressure here to the high ground, actually. It's able to shoot up from a really safe distance to just apply constant
And now they're wiped!
And that's a wipe. Dotabata looking very, very strong at the start of this match.
Azu able to take out Hazard, even though he had a splash wall, he just deployed it a bit too late and Azu was able to take him out. Let's see what Azu's doing here. Oh, it's just... Wow.
Yeah, that spot's not safe, unfortunately. They're not able to stop the tower push, and that's a very quick cap from Dotabata.
I think...
right to game 3. I think they don't like the map either, and they just wanted to move on to Muscle Forge.
Dotabata just showed you exactly why I dislike Starfish. Because they just got onto the enemy's spawn, and they just could not get... The Centerlink could not get out. It was over. It was over.
I mean, I think you saw a bit of why I like it. We saw a blaster be used to apply a lot of pressure, and it looked very oppressive. And blaster player myself, I think I have a lot of bias then, maybe, for the map.
And here we have...
It's a fun one.
Here we have Nex's favorite map.
I think this is a fun Rainmaker one. It's a bit congested in a way that, like, a lot of the time there's only that one path people go down, and it's very tight, it feels like.
Mm.
But then there is the rail shortcut which gets used sometimes, but it's very risky.
Mm.
I'm wondering if we're gonna see maybe a rail push in this match, maybe.
Maybe. That'd be really cool to see. A lot of people just take it from the right side, up the grates, but it'd be cool to see a rail push. Once it, like, if you're able to get it, it's a very quick push, you know. But you have to make
Hmm.
sure the enemy is it's quite locked out to
I
be able
wonder
to
if we're
do that.
gonna see Toby stay on the dynamo here.
I don't
A,
imagine so.
yeah, a lot of the pressure that he's normally able to apply was being negated by Dota Bata because they were just able to force him out of mid with their Jet Squelcher and then Rapid Pro.
Am I able to interrupt you a second there?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Just got pinged by Toby. He said that we're doing C Junior, and I'm not sure exactly what that means. Uh,
Like one of them or like
I
four?
don't know.
Okay, three.
Three of them. We see three custom juniors coming out from Centerlink Esports.
Honestly, that's weak. Go for all four. They do get the first Rainmaker pop, I guess.
Well, sure, they're able to KO it.
Early Stingray coming out from the 52 Deco. Oh my god, 52 Deco. I haven't seen that one in years.
Well, I
They got
guess.
a double right off the gate though, so it's clearly working.
See, I've always, like, even when Kensa 52 wasn't used that much, I always thought 52 was a very strong weapon in Splatoon 2. Just for the fact that it's, like, one of the fastest shooters, like, to kill, right? It kills faster than Splattershot, kills faster than a lot of other shooters as well. And basically, it's just, it has some 52 Kensa is a very good kit.
I've always been a proponent of Splash Wall. I mean bombs are obviously like very good for their general utility and the pressure they applied, but I like Splash Wall. It's really good in a lot of situations, and the 52 being a two-shot kill, and as you said, one of the fastest times to kill in the game, you're able to just like dance around it and apply a lot of really quick pressure.
Next says that 52 is 1 frame slower than Sploosh to kill, but has like 1 billion times the range.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Centerlink with the triple custom junior comp is able to push it to 33 against a team consisting of 3 at least XP 2900 players, and I don't really know what to feel about that.
Well, but think about how far they could have pushed if they had 4 custom juniors.
True, but it's looking like that lead may soon be usurped by the Japanese team, and that's a KO.
Ooh. Yeah, they're just able to run past all the chickens. Unfortunate for Centerlink, but good win for Dota Bata, and they're sitting in winner's side grands.
Yeah, that's a quick 3-0 from Dotabata. So very nice play from them. Unfortunately, the custom juniors just weren't able to.
It's because there were only 3. You got to go all out, or custom junior is throwing.
Oop, hang on. That's the wrong channel.
All right, let's look at the bracket. We've got Boca versus Lois.
Oh, we're gonna try and watch them now. Just seeing if we might have to move to their lobby or not. So they are on losers round 3. So the first map is TC on Anchovy Games.
Yo, big Anchor 5.
I think we might have to join them.
Alright. I'll have to join off of you. I don't have any of them, I don't think.
So the pass, I'll just DM it to you. Let me just block it off as well. That is the bracket so far.
So this is losers semifinals.
Mhm.
So it's still best of 3.
Yeah, losers bracket is best of 3. I'm not sure if finals would be best of 7 on the winner's side, but it might be just best of 5. Hang on. Okay. So we've seen both these
TC
teams
Anchor
before.
5. Sorry, you were saying?
We've seen both these teams before. What do you think they'll bring out on this map?
Yeah, so we've seen Alpha Team with always Tetras from Isabel. We've seen Prokara usually on one of the support weapons like NZAP. And then Biscuit, I've seen him on Tri-Slosher a couple times. I don't remember if he's played anything else. And then Arashi, I've seen a lot of L3 from him. So that's maybe what I'm expecting coming out from them. And then Lois, well, I guess we're about to see. We're loading in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so TC Anchor 5. I'm gonna say Anchovy. Anchor 5 is so hard to like intentionally say.
And Anko 5.
Yeah, like in the middle of the match it's a bit difficult to remember to say Anchor 5, so I'll just say Anchovy. We have a vanilla bucket coming out from Lois. So they're opting to run with the suction bomb missiles build on that one.
Yeah.
We more so see the splat bomb bomb rush build on bucket, but we'll have to see if the missiles serve them good in this match.
Oh, Poetry is forced to jump out. A lot of them are in their base. It looks like, yeah, Boca has a very strong early lead. They're able to spot the flank, and they have a lot of paint on Lois's plat.
We're seeing missiles come out, which is pressuring the Splatling for Lois. He's able to apply a bit of chip damage, but not much is happening at the moment for them. A lot of bombs are being thrown up at Poetry. It's looking a bit rough for him at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking a bit rough for the entire team. They were able to stop Boca from pushing for a little bit, but they keep getting wiped, and they can't really, or having at least discontinued spawns, so they can't really do anything at the moment.
Boca is doing great at constantly throwing bombs and missiles up to the high ground. Like, they're not allowing the ballpoint Splatling player to get any ground.
Yeah, they did. Nether is able to take out Chara with the Rapid. But yeah, they're just throwing so many bombs up there. They can't do anything. They keep getting bombed out before they can actually get any chip onto the tower. That being said, though, they are now making a push.
Yep, they've been able to take back their plat. They've got some presence in mid, and they've got 2 down on Boca. So Lois is looking in a good position to start their own push here. They've almost got Inkstorm coming out here. That can apply a lot of good chip damage, especially in conjunction with the Rapid Blaster.
They're 2 down on Boca now.
And the Storm has come out. Poetry's doing a great job. Look at Poetry riding the tower. He's so talented.
Let's go, Poetry.
Let's go, Poetry. You know what? He's playing like Poetry in motion right now.
Oh.
What a legend.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
3 down on Lois. He does get an LM for his troubles, and he's on his way out.
he is being hard rushed by the Junior, though. I haven't seen a Junior go that far into a map, like rushing people down. Other than Home. Home tends to do that.
Home is cracked.
Home is very cracked.
Let's go Home. Alright, another Inkstorm coming out. There's a bomb rush and there's a lot of specials coming out right now from
Link caught out. Link is able to take out Isabel.
They've got 2 down. Alright, we see Huge Nut 60 goes down.
You keep laughing every time you say that.
No, I forgot that it was his name, so I just read it without thinking. Okay, so we've got a lot of eliminations coming out here for Boca. They've got the tower to 23. They're almost at the final checkpoint, but the final checkpoint might as well not be there. Like it's really easy to get compared to like most other checkpoints in the game.
That being
As I
said,
say,
though,
they don't get the checkpoint.
yeah, they
Never
don't get the
mind.
checkpoint. Well, let's
Alright,
go.
so Lois able to
Oh,
stop the
Biscuit
push
jumps
from being
in.
a knockout.
That's double from Biscuit, triple. Oh, one hit off the quad from Biscuit, and it's just Kiz has left defending the plat from 3 enemies. Able to trade with Isabel and get some good chip on Arashi, but it's still not enough. They are pushing that tower right now. Oh, look what you've done, Ayo. Everyone's posting Nether's name in the chat.
Shout outs to Huge Nut 60.
Oh my God.
He just really likes cashews.
Cashews? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty nice.
Yeah, cashews. They're pretty good. Peanuts as well. You know, I got sick once for eating too many peanuts.
How did you manage that?
Okay, look, I ate like a whole bag.
Okay, that's how you would manage that, yeah.
Look, it was an afternoon. I just pulled an all-nighter. I was really tired. I had a whole bag of peanuts.
Fair
Just
enough.
happens, right?
I suppose so.
Alright, 20 seconds left, though. We're seeing another push from Boca. They've got it really far onto Lois's side. They're gonna have to push even farther than it was if it was just in mid to get this advantage. Because they need to be on tower from around now. Otherwise, it's just gonna tick it past overtime, and Boca's gonna get the win.
Nice splashdown
They
from
can't
Isabel.
get anyone on the tower.
Yeah, the splashdown made sure that no one could get to the tower without being taken out. And Link just didn't have enough time to get on, so a very good play from Boca.
Yeah, they had a really good endgame defense of the tower there, but their strategy for defense was a really good offense.
Yeah. I'm glad I
Biscuit
did.
getting 16 LMs, that's huge. Yeah, Biscuit was doing very well that match every time we saw him. Another player I want to highlight is Poetry in Motion. He was doing incredibly well. Everyone should go follow him on Twitter.
Oh
at Syncopation with a 0.
I should not have allowed you to co-commentate with me.
What are you talking about? All I've said is Huge Not 60 and gassing up Poetry. I don't see what I've done wrong.
Fair enough. So the next map is Rainmaker on Manta Maria.
Rainmaker Manta, okay. So what do you think of this map mode, laddie?
It's alright. The thing with Rainmaker is it just doesn't favor long-range weapons to begin with. But I think Manta is one of those maps where you can kind of get away with running one. Maybe not like an E-liter, but you could perhaps have something like Hydra on the mast, like and then use armor, then pick up the Rainmaker with the Hydra, right? So you can this is custom Hydra, mind you. So you can like pop the Rainmaker very fast, have really great control of mid with the Hydra, and then pick up the Rainmaker after using armor and let your teammates push up pretty easily. So I think Hydra's good here. And also,
yeah, honestly, I've played Hydra here a couple times, and it did feel really strong, yeah, in some positions.
I think Custom Jet is also just one of those weapons as well that can do really well regardless of whatever mode you're playing on. It spams Ray really fast, which is great for taking out the Rainmaker, especially since it can't have ink armor. And yeah, one of Ray's biggest weaknesses is just people having armor and it doing less damage to the people with armor on, right? I think it does 0.3 times the damage if you have armor on. So yeah, hard counter to Stingray. But 52 push at the start for Lois. That's a very good push. But now Bocut's looking to make their own.
Yeah, Lois went down, I think, 2 players at the beginning, but we're still able to push past the jump, which is a very big hurdle on this map. There's like the 2 hurdles, which is the jump, and then the big drop on the further up the track. They've gotten one of those down, and they're just defending mid pretty well right now.
I did not mean to go to Kiss Has respawning, I meant to go to Link. Nice pick from Link onto Arashi climbing up the wall to this bunker. And now Link's just trying to get some turf in mid, able to pincer Prokara out, and now it's just Arashi respawning.
Alright, Lois goes for a quick pop and they're just gonna run it.
Arashi does take out Poetry.
Down.
But they have two hammers! Two hammers, oh my goodness,
my
Biscuit!
God.
3! It's just Chara left!
And there's no way he can contest a Rainmaker pop against the Sploosh, so they're just gonna pop it. Are they gonna go around? No, they go straight. If they went around the jump, they might have had a better chance to get more points, but they just go down.
I don't think they realized Chara was there, though, is the thing.
Right.
But yeah, the double hammer is so scary. You just saw, like, Isabel and Biscuit just dropped. And Chara didn't want to drop into that either. I respect his decision to just shark for a bit.
Alright, so Boca's going for the jump. They've made it, but there's a hammer. They have to retreat.
Oh, and Isabel's able to take out Link and Nether and Poetry.
That's
it's just Kiss Has. Kiss Has taken out as well. So now
they might be able to just dunk this here if they can stop the Sploosh.
Yeah, Link's able to stop it.
They do stop the push. But a push to 8 is huge. They have to get it just as far against Boca.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Isabel pushing the 1!
Okay. Well, now they have to just straight up dunk it.
Yep, indeed.
Oh my god, Biscuit. Okay, Biscuit.
Biscuit's still
and
there!
He gets another one.
He's taken out, though. I think Poetry's trying to let it reset. Rashi does...
I think Poetry only died there because of lag. He's a really good player. Okay, so, yeah, we see Arashi going for a flank here. Does not get the Rainmaker yet. Okay, he gets the Rainmaker and their teammate. So they've got... This is an awful position for Lois. Boca can kind of just hold it here as long as they want, really. They can just spam Rainmaker shots out. It's really hard to approach up here. Lois is going to need a couple of specials to make it in. But then, of course, Boca can go on the offensive if they want. And we're seeing Arashi do that now. He does trade. So still 2 alive on Lois, 1 alive on Lois, and it's just Poetry.
Poetry does have the high ground, though. It's looking like Chara just wants to stall it. Honestly, that's a good play. Like, look how far they have to go to push this Rainmaker right now if they want to get the lead.
They've got Isabel on the grates. They drop down. I think they were pressured by a few too many bombs, and Lois is able to get the kill on the Rainmaker. They are only 2 alive now, though, and Isabel's picked the Rainmaker up again. They're doing a really good job storing for time here.
I think it's fine for Isabel to just go in and make a bit longer of a push, right?
Yeah, because if you take the Rainmaker from the enemy team, they have to kill you and then pop it and then grab it and run it even further away. And considering that Boca got it to 1 point, they're not in too much danger here of a last time takeover by Centerlink, Lois, and then
nice hammer from Nether. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, okay, they're making a push. It's almost. Ooh, they got it to 8.
It's just two versus
two. Really
2.
quick pop and then get it. They throw missiles out in it, but it's not enough.
Unfortunately, they aren't able to pop it. That
was really close, though. They got to 8 points, which is pretty big.
That's 2-0 to Boca, and now it's Boca versus Centerlink again in the losers finals.
Yeah, we're getting the run back. Best of 3 this time, though, so we're gonna have to see if the best of 5 format really did help Centerlink, because I believe they made a reverse 3-0.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they had a reverse.
Yeah, so this time they're not gonna have the luxury of losing 2 games. They need to just get it done and win this time. But they do have the adaptation from last set, though, as they clearly showed by making the comeback. You don't make a comeback if you don't adapt.
Yeah.
So they adapted. They know how to fight against Boca. I'm confident that they could maybe make the run back.
I think so. Well, anything can happen. Both teams are very close, so...
We're having a lot of these matches are very back and forth. It's been really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say, even though Boca just beat Lois 2-0, I wouldn't even say that that was a straight wipe, right? Like, Lois had the lead for a lot of the match, that last game, but it's just when Boca did get their lead, they were able to push very far and stall it for such a long time that Lois just couldn't get back in.
Yeah, that was just a really good position for Bocut. I think the mistake there from Lois was they had the Rainmaker and they didn't drop it down from the upper area, which meant that once they got eliminated, Bocut was just able to hold it for free. And then the Rainmaker, usually you don't think of it as like a real offensive threat or anything, but when
Mm.
it's got that high ground positioning, it doesn't need to move. It's really hard to get in on.
Although, a counterpoint to that, the longer you hold the Rainmaker, the more special points the enemy team gets to make a push.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. So it is a bit of a risk reward, but in that scenario, when you're up 8 points on Rainmaker Manta, you can feel a bit safe doing that, especially if you're up and you only have 1 point left. You're really able to just stall as much as you want because it's not like if the enemy team gets the lead on you at like 30 points or something in like the last 10 seconds and you stalled, now you have to push in overtime because you stalled. But if Lois was to win that match, it would have been by a dunk regardless. So
Mm.
they would have had no regrets from stalling.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so anyway, we're going into Splat Zones Reef for losers finals.
Oh, this was one of the maps that Centerlink lost to against Dotabata. So, we'll see if they can adapt from that loss.
Yeah, you've got to think that they might be rethinking their strategy after that loss. Um, so we're gonna maybe see Toby on Dynamo again. He was running Dynamo, I believe, against Dotabata, but then Dotabata did have a Jet Squelcher, which is a real big problem for Dynamo to deal with.
Mm.
So he might feel comfortable going in this match, or he might switch off to that Tri-Slosher we've seen him run.
Yeah, I think Toby will still run Dynamo. I think it's a really, really strong pick on Reef, and since it's Splat Zones, you don't need to move up as much, and it kind of does favor more defensive play. So we'll see what happens.
We will.
We will
Alright, so
indeed.
losers semis. Centerlink.
Well, this is losers finals.
Yeah, it's huge. Winner of this goes to Grand Finals to face against Dotabata.
But since this is double elimination, even if they are able to beat Dotabata, they would need to go for the bracket reset as well. So
Yeah. Okay. So early high ground advantage for Centerlink. They're getting missiled off of it though. This might be a good chance. Oh, Hazard goes down to the missiles. He runs into
Biscuit's
his
taken out by
teammates.
home.
He didn't know who was there. Okay, so early zone capture from I keep forgetting their name. I'm sorry.
They're called
Boca.
Bocut. Yeah.
Boca. Yeah.
Their exact name is Bocut Nation Storm.
Boca Nation Storm.
It's a nation.
That's pretty cool.
A nation.
Okay.
Nice
Two
bubbles
down
from Martino.
on Boca Nation Storm. 3 down. So it's just the Neo Splash, and
Yep.
the Neo Splash does go down. So that's a full team wipe on the side of Centerlink.
I like Isabel's position right now. Is spotted out by Hazard, but
Alright, so we got missiles coming in. Last time they used missiles, they were able to get a double kill and take over the high ground. They get a single. Okay, they do trade and they get a double.
nice double from Isabel. That was a very good double, especially onto the Dynamo player as well.
Hazard is the last alive, but he does have a high ground position, so he's not that choked out.
We know from Star Wars that it's over if you have the high ground, right?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, Hazard is forced to use BR Bomb in the Splat Zone. Not many places he can throw it from there. He decides to throw it in the corner to pressure the Tetras out. And this is still a zone control from Boca, surprisingly. Though Home does get a pick on the zone and does end up painting the zones, so control is back in the favor of Centerlink.
It's really close scores at the moment, and Centerlink is getting through their penalty quite fast, so perhaps we might be able to see Centerlink able to get the lead here. That being said, though, they have got one zone stalled. Looks like both of them
Oh, and
now.
Home ran out of ink against Isabel, so Isabel's able to get the elimination, and then they end up taking the Splat Zones. And now it's back in control of Centerlink. They are taking through their penalty. Very close. It's only 6 points off after they get past their penalty, and they're tied or in the lead. Okay, so the missiles came out from Boca again. They're not able to get much off of it this time, though, as Ardino gets a nice splat. Nice double kill by Ardino. And Centerlink is taking the lead.
The missiles did force Toby to back a bit off the bridge, but they didn't really get anything out of that, especially since Ardino wasn't on bridge. He could just run forward and get a lot of picks. Able to take out Isabel as well. Very nice play from Ardino right now. And using bubbles to try and hold them out of zone as long as possible. He's holding on to one last bubble.
A suction bomb rush, but he gets splatted immediately. That's 3 down for Boca, and Centerlink's got the zones. It's at 6.
Looking like they're going to get the lead. They get game 1.
Very, very strong opening from Centerlink.
Coco telling me to have a look at TO chat. So guys, I'm not sure whether we're having a best of 7 or best of 5 finals. What would you guys prefer?
I mean, I always say more games is more exciting, but we might like, since it's grand finals, and there might be a reset for it to be a quick best of 5, so we can have a reset maybe.
What would you guys think? Do you want a best of 7 or do you want a best of 5? Let me know in the chat.
Or do you want a best of 3?
No, we're not having a best of 3.
Yeah, no, best of 3 grands is Evo stuff, but no.
Benny Clap says best of 7. Coco no, we're not having a best of 1 grands.
Best of 1? I think best of 1 grands is pretty cool.
It's either best of 5 or best of 7.
So back to this set, we've got Tower Control Starfish loading up.
This game again, wow.
Interested to see if we'll have any backlines come out from Boca. They've been a more midline to frontline focused team comp, but this is definitely a map where I think Splatling is a good addition to a team comp.
Well, I know Biscuit can play Nautilus, but we'll see. Also, this is another map Centerlink lost to Dr. Batter on.
Yeah. So they do have the experience here.
Poetry is in chat for you, Echo Sushi.
Hey, let's go, Jeff. That's my guy right there.
Oh, we do see Biscuit on the Nautilus.
Okay. Good prediction, laddie.
Wow, I am a poet and I didn't even know it. Or rather, that's I don't know where that came from.
That rhymed, go with it.
Yeah, I guess it rhymes, but I meant more like a prophet. And I didn't, but poet came out, you know, it didn't really work. Anyway.
I mean, that was more poetic, really, because it rhymed.
Yeah, it did rhyme.
Yeah. Alright, so instant trade in players from both teams. Home does go down as well, but Centerlink still wanting to push the tower. We see Toby has his BR bomb forced out by the Tetra player.
It's quite even at the high ground.
This gets forced off. This is a pretty decent early push from Centerlink.
Yeah. They have very good control. And they might be able to get past the first checkpoint. Oh, the first one.
They don't have many players on the high ground, but they have Dynamo, which is able to pressure the high ground from the tower itself.
Toby was
only
forced forward.
out because of an inkjet come in. Ardino is not able to protect their teammates' jump in, and barely does not make it out. So that's 3 down for Centerlink, and we've got
Boca Nation. Hang on, Boca Nation Storm. There we go.
That's it, yeah. Okay, Boca Nation Storm, not with any Ink Storm on their team, surprisingly. They do go 3 down. The last one is their Inkjet player, the Nautilus, and oh, very, very good splash wall by Hazard, forcing it to be stuck in the corner. That's one of those situations where splash wall just feels like a really oppressive tool. Alright, we've got Ardino on the high ground using his bubbles early. Tries to get a sneaky splat on the player below him. Throws it up at the high ground. Goes for the Tetras. Does not get the kill.
Out Ardino. But they might be able to get past this checkpoint.
They flank, they splash down, they're safe. No one's going for the Tetra. Hazard does get them. Toby throws a BR bomb in the tower so they can clear the checkpoint. And that's checkpoint 1 down for Centerlink.
Toby does spot someone on the left, the Nort. But is forced to back up because there's 3 of them there now.
Yeah, we're seeing right now why checkpoint 2 is so hard.
Oh,
There's so many
unfortunately,
high ground
Toby.
positions for Boca to take.
It's
Yeah,
very
they're not able to
easy
get
to
the
just throw
checkpoint.
bombs on them. And also missiles as well, that's going to force them off the tower. Good pick from Arashi. Ardino's able to make it out.
Ooh, 1 down on each side. We do have Hazard jumping back in though. Toby goes down. So there's just a lot of splats happening right now. Slight advantage of these is going to Boca as we see them getting to the tower and pushing through mid. This appears to be a play on the flank. Hazard on the flank does get a trade with the Tetras, and the NZAP player goes down off the tower. And we see Ardino. Okay, Ardino does go down, but he does trade. So it's just Biscuit on the tower with a teammate jumping in. Oh, 2 teammates jumping in. Didn't see the stealth jump from the Tetras. Okay, they get past checkpoint 1. That's pretty good for them.
Nice pick from Prochara. Able to take out Home. May be able to take out Ardino as well. Nice pick from Chara, but is taken out by Hazard. Just a lot of back and forths going on, isn't it?
Yep. So we saw Arashi there go down to Toby's BR bomb. Just poked Toby a little bit. Didn't expect him to react that quickly and just went down. But nothing really much comes of it. I guess it just helps Centerlink get their footing back on their defense, because they don't need to push right now. There's only like 53 seconds left. So very close to the end. They what is it? Boca does have checkpoint 1 down though, and Centerlink was not able to get past checkpoint 2. So they don't have too much distance to make up here.
I think the thing with tower control is a bit like Rainmaker, right? Where the further you put the objective, the harder it is for the enemy to get back in, right? So you might see Centerlink try and, well, they're gonna have to just try and defend now. I think I was gonna say, like, when it was more in a neutral position, they could try and push the tower, so it's harder for Boca to get back in. But it's looking like Boca might just get the lead here. No one of Centerlink. Oh, the booyah!
Tower, though, which is super powerful.
Able to take out Arashi. Isabel with the splashdown and the white.
Wipe with 1 point to go. Yeah, Booyah Bomb's so strong in the end game there. You're just able to throw it on the tower from that position and just run onto the objective.
Yeah, the Booyah Bomb, I assume from either Hazard or Toby, was just able to clutch it out. Able for them to get to the tower.
And am I correct in saying that was a 2-0 for Centerlink?
That is a 2-0 for Centerlink Esports.
Okay, so now we're headed into grand finals.
Indeed, it is another rematch between Centerlink and Dr. Bata. Alright.
Congrats to Boca Nation Storm for making it to 3rd place. Very good showing. All their matches were very close. Yeah, I think they can be pretty content with that placement.
I'm gonna put
especially considering it's like 5 a.m. for them. I'm sure a lot of us would have a lot of struggle playing at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I don't think they've slept at all.
Oh yeah, Home just too powerful. Best support player in the tournament. You love to see it. Let's go Home. Okay, so the first match of Grand Finals, Rainmaker and Albacore.
Very cool. We haven't seen Albacore all tournament, so this is a new map. I wonder what they'll
I'm
play.
sure you like this one, right? It's very long
Oh,
range focused, it feels.
yeah, Albacore is a great map. I mean, look at those pools. They look very enticing.
It's definitely the best aesthetic for any Splatoon 2 stage, yeah. Kind of reminds me of Mahi Mahi. I did like Mahi Mahi a bit more personally, but it's very reminiscent visually, at least.
Yeah, Mahi Mahi had like a very cool shaped, like squid shaped pool. And
I
like
want one in real life, yeah. Alright, so anything you're expecting from the Japanese team Delta Bata to come out here?
um, I'm not sure honestly. We might see the Octobrush coming out from Maple again. You might see. I would imagine they would run a custom jet, right? They did run vanilla jet, so I think custom jet would make some sense here. Especially like you can ray from like the sides of Albacore, and it's very easy to get a few picks.
Oh yeah, it's such a long stretch of map that you're able to just pressure. And the further away you are, the faster the Rainmaker moves at your target, just because of the nature of angles and all that.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a very strong special on this map. Though we could also see the missiles jet come out as well. Uh, it is very easily spammable, as we saw them with two mains of special charge up in their winners set. So
Oh
they just
yeah.
pump them out constantly. Oh, we have a DC.
Oh, okay. I'll reopen the lobby.
Okay.
Same pass.
I'm surprised this is the first DC we've had actually on stream,
I mean, I know.
considering it is an Australian tournament with international players.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know there have been DCs this tournament. Very early on, there were some issues with the Dota Bata versus Peanut match. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's been pretty smooth sailing this tournament. We're about 2 hours into the runtime, so it's gone quite fast, honestly.
Yeah, very well paced. Even though there's been quite a few 3-0s and 3-1s, it's been close matches nonetheless.
Yeah, although we did get to see the 3-2 match on stream, so that was very cool.
Yeah, you always love a game 5.
We always love a game 5.
Will we see the game 7 or maybe even the game 14 in this set?
Oh, tonight. Perhaps we might. This
Okay,
winners
yep, chat,
finals.
we have decided it is best of 7. So first to 4 wins. If Centerlink wins the first set, it goes on to Grand Finals reset, where they have to win again. So we could see anywhere from 4 to 14 games here.
And just a reminder, the prize on the line, the winning team will get 100 Australian dollars.
Woo!
Oh, imagine making money from Splatoon. Ayo?
Couldn't be. Hmm?
Oh, I think I dropped a couple of frames, my internet.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
So can you hear me
Oh
now?
no. Oh no. No, my net? What is happening? Hello. I might be back now.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think my internet died because my mum turned the microwave on.
Ah, yeah, the classic.
Yeah. Alright, there we go. We're back. Perhaps.
We are back.
We are back! Alright, we're just waiting on
Just
everyone
waiting for a
to...
few more players to join the lobby, and then we'll
Yeah.
get things started.
I think they're a bit confused. There we go. The internet is back! Yeah, alright, they're joining back now. Yeah, because my internet just died for a second, and because the... Oh, is it still robotic now? I might restart the stream, hang on.